Overdrive this week, we jump on the Tesla debut hype train in Mumbai and get you a quick detailed look at the Model Y that's available for online booking as well. We also take you through the meaningful upgrades on the latest BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe and check out the Hero Vida VX2 Plus electric scooter that offers plenty for what it's worth.
Hello and welcome to Overdrive. I am Sohini Dutt. It's been quite a busy week for us. Tesla has finally made it to Indian shores with the Model Y. We'll get you a first look of that car pretty soon. But first, let's start with the updated BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe. Well, there are subtle changes to its design, but what's more interesting are the tech updates as well as the convenience features.
Now the BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe is one of the easiest ways that you can get that BMW badge into your garage. Now that seems like a good deal on paper considering you're getting a coupe sedan for that kind of money, but the last time we drove it, we felt a little bit cold. Now with this new generation, a lot of work has gone into it. So let's see how much of a real BMW this new car is. A 1.5-litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol powers the new 2 Series in this 218 form. It is the same motor as the one in the petrol X1, but outputs have gone up to 156 psi and 230 Nm. It will do 0 to 100 kmph in 8.6 seconds. Now looking at the specs, you might be a bit apprehensive of a BMW 4-door coupe running a 3-cylinder motor, especially a 1.5-litre. But in practice, it's actually quite a good experience from behind the wheel. Yes, at low RPM, say below 1500, you do find that it's a bit sluggish. It's not quite woken up. The throttle response is a bit iffy, especially when you want to keep steady momentum going. But once you're past, say 2000 RPM, you notice that performance builds very linearly, gradually, but still in a strong swell. It's always growing right up to that 6000 RPM red line. So in that sense, it's quite exciting. Refinement is top tier. There are no vibrations and only a very distant clattery soundtrack at low revs. With this update, BMW has made significant changes to the suspension of the 2 Series and added more rigidity to the body. It now runs on 18-inch tubeless wheels instead of run flats, but on the same tyre profile as earlier. These are the changes that have had the most impact in our opinion. BMW has also worked on improving steering response, and while this generation is better than before, we wish for a bit more. Yes, the 2 Series has fairly precise steering, but it can feel a bit slower turning and could have had a bit more feel on center. Now with mainstream car companies packing their cars to the gills with features and tech, luxury car brands have had some catching up to do. But BMW has addressed this to a large extent with the 2 Series. It's only really missing ventilated seats. You get a long list of features and tech. Safety is taken care of well, although a full range of level 2 ADAS functions is missing. No discussion of a new BMW seems to be complete without there being some strong opinions of the way it looks. The new 2 Series is no different. Now the sedan continues to be based on the UKL2 architecture, so its dimensions are largely similar. It's only about 20 mm longer and 25 mm taller. But the bodywork has been fully reworked. The compact swept back headlamp is quite a departure for a BMW, although the gloss black M Sport grille is fairly traditionally shaped. We find this arrangement quite light on the eyes, unlike the last car. The sloping roofline is well done, and it's commendable that despite ground clearance now going up by 19 mm to around 160 mm, the small sedan looks proportionate. The rear has been made sharper to go with the new theme. It looks less bulky than before, and the wide tail lamps have some neat detailing in them. With this new model, it's quite clear that BMW is aiming for a younger, maybe a more energetic, a new type of buyer, maybe someone who hasn't been seen in a BMW before. This asymmetrical look of the dash, especially the metallic surrounds on this kind of air vent, which looks maybe to some extent like an exhaust tip. I find that to be really quite nice. The way the two screens here sit, just the shape of the dash with its smooth layered surfacing, I think it's really nice, especially these BMW M colored stitches. They had a nice highlighting. And I also like the way the ambient lighting has been integrated into this. you get a similar infotainment setup as the BMW X1 with a 10.7-inch touchscreen and a 10.25-inch driver's display. The iDrive 9 system gives you a more logical home screen and climate menus. The driver's display, on the other hand, is easy to read and quite configurable. You also have a substantial head-up display that projects useful information onto the windscreen, so interacting with the 2 Series for its driving functions is much easier. Now the BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe has a 2470mm wheelbase. Now that's longer than many compact SUVs, but as you can see, the space here is kind of limited. I think a lot of it goes into the whole packaging of this coupe sedanish kind of shape. So what you have here is, as you can see, quite a bit of room for my feet. These seats are fairly high up and I'm about 5'7". This seat is set to my driving position and this is the kind of knee room I have, so I'm not very uncomfortable. But if you are anywhere close to 6 feet tall, you will have trouble. As you can see, the sloping roof really does eat into headroom. And yeah, having said that, the backrest is typically BMW, so it has that firm, fairly comfortable cushioning. The headrests are also quite comfortable. But having said that, I could have done with a bit more thigh support. It's really not quite enough for me. Now coming to the amenities, of course you have a panoramic sunroof. Now that helps open up this space quite a bit. And you have those air vents, 2 Type-C chargers and this armrest here with cup holders. The new BMW 2 Series is now a much more complete package for India than before. Yes, the looks will polarize and we wish the cabin didn't see the kind of cost cutting that it has had with some of the materials and lack of buttons. The engine that makes the best of what it is also helps. But the long list of features, the smart cabin ambience and the much improved ride will be a strong draw for those looking to make the jump into a luxury car.
Want to grab a quick refreshment before we head into the segment where we check out Tesla's very first model for India, the Model Y, after this very short break.